Tracie, tell us about this new book that you received.
Got it today.
Look at that.
So
Put out there.
I'm laughing. Yes, the universe provided this for me in the name of Charmel. Thank you, Charmel. You guys, I tell you that I forget these channels after I do them. And so I got this picture from my friend Charmel that says, look what I found. And I was like, that's really a nice journal. And she said, yeah, and it could even fit in your purse if you want. And I said, that's really cool. And she goes, well, do you want it? I said, oh, for me? She goes, well, yeah, it's the leather bound journal with the yellow pages, like you said. Like, and I'm sitting there thinking, when did I talk to her about this? You know, I couldn't remember. And she's like, in your video with Jason. And I was like, still not remembering talking about this leather bound journal. So just FYI, you guys, I do kind of forget these things after I channel, but I have my empty pages now to fill in with my story. So thank you, Charmel, for reminding me that that was in the video. And I did remember the part where we have our books in front of us with empty pages and we get to fill them in. That part I remembered. I just didn't remember describing a journal to anybody. So that part was kind of fun. So it was a fun way to jar my memory for sure. I was like, when did I talk to her about a journal with yellow pages? I don't remember this, but she made it very clear afterwards. I'm like, oh, so yes, that's kind of fun. That happens sometimes when you guys are commenting on the videos too, where you're saying certain things that were said in the video and I'm trying to remember because yeah, about 30 minutes after we get done with the channel, I don't remember anything that was very, very little to nothing of what I said.
Let go. So here's a fun question. What are you going to put in your journal?
Oh my gosh. You know, I have a lot of information I want to put in this cute little thing. It looks like I have a lot of pages, a lot of blank pages. So it's going to be, it's going to be personal life stuff, and it's going to be my journey with doing these videos, with doing the Ascension sessions, all of this expansion. It's interesting because the other day I was kind of just sitting with, where's this all going? You know, where's this Ascension stuff going? Where's this channeling going? And I kept hearing, you couldn't even comprehend where this is going yet, because you don't even know what else is out there. And so there's a whole nother level that this is about to go to that that nobody's embarked on yet. And people are just starting to poke through that veil and starting to get closer to that. So it's not just about me, it's about all of us as a collective. We're all starting to poke through this veil, and we're about to see another layer that, yeah, we're going to look through those blinds and we're going to see this whole nother layer of stuff that we couldn't even comprehend right now where we're at. You know, we've done all this expansion, we've done all of this wormholes, portals, and this and that, and galaxies and multi-dimensions and beyond. And so we're going to go beyond that. And that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that part of that book was for manifesting some of the things that you want in life.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a manifesting journal as well.
Yeah, I might have to go listen to that piece, and we're going to thank Chris because he timestamped that stuff on the videos, and I'll just go to the timestamp that talks about the journal piece, and I'll go listen to
Where's that timestamp at?
I do have to say, when I watch, if I watch the videos, I really get self-conscious, so I try not to because I don't want it to interfere with me bringing the channel in. So that's part of why I don't remember what I said also, is because I try not to re-listen to them, just because, you know, here I am sitting here doing these weird funny things and my voice is changing. And so if I watch that, then I kind of get self-conscious about it. So I know that sounds funny, and maybe one day I'll get over it, but I don't want it to influence, because I know that some really good messages come through these channels, and so I try not to set myself backwards by getting too in my head about it. So I'll probably go and put it up and then just listen to it and not watch the picture, because when I see myself with my eyes closed looking around doing all this stuff, I'm just like, oh my God, I look like an idiot.
What is she doing?
So, what in the heck? And
we're all
yeah.
used to it now. So,
but yeah, you guys are. And, you know, I watched a little piece the other day, and the part that really made me happy was watching your expressions, why I do this, Jason.
oh, you finally realized that I'll make it.
I never realized you're over there doing these little things. And I was watching that the other day. Just
my comment below.
Yeah. You're like, what were you holding up a tablet and yeah, you do some funny things during that. So
Gotta make it.
Things I never realized were going on because my eyes are closed. And
yeah.
So yeah.
Because if I say something, it interrupts the microphone and it shuts yours off.
Oh.
While you're talking, so that's why I don't really say anything. I'm doing like hand movements and gestures.
So, well, keep on doing it. It's entertaining for sure. So
not a problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my book story.
Nice. Do you have an idea what you're going to write down first? Or what topic you want to write down first?
First thing I'm going to write down is the coronavirus is healed, and we all go back into the world new and reset and ready for ascension.
That would be a good thing.
We are all going to ride this wave of ascension, and we're going to let this little timeout that we've had skyrocket us into that new level that they're talking about. So I do hope to travel again once this ban is lifted. So put that in there. And we're still talking about the ESETI trip. So we're putting that in there. And
yeah, still working off the details.
We are. Yep. So we're so close to having exactly what we want to tell you guys about that. And so, yeah.
Yeah. And right now we're waiting for them to open up their calendar.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as their website opens, and we can really look and be selective about that. So that'll be good. We're excited about that.
Interesting. It's a fun trip too. So I have to say it's interesting.
Somebody was running a live video last night of lights over Stonehenge. It was 8 hours of footage of these lights over Stonehenge. I don't know if anybody else saw that. Is it real? Was it authentic? Was it, somebody messing around? I don't know. But I just saw that was up, and apparently there was some UFOs being spotted over DC also last night. So
you have a link to it, or?
I think I do.
Well, if you remember to send me that, I can add that.
So we're going to add that link because it was sent to me. So I have it somewhere, and that'll get sent to you. And then.
Is it recent or old?
It was supposed to be from last night.
Oh, okay.
So let me go look at.
So they're like, hey, are these your buddies?
Yeah. Do these guys look familiar? Okay, so I'm going to pull this up and try to mute it at the same time. So it was posted April 28th. Oh, that was posted today. So it was, the video was supposed to have been taken, I think, last night. So anyways, I will send that to you, Jason, and then I'll let you do the detective work on that.
Perfect. And side question, Daniel, is he a physical being, or is he like a 6th, 7th dimensional? I don't know if I ever asked
that. My impression is that he is in the physical realm of the Octorians. I always see him as a physical being, so that's a good question.
Always can ask
in my head, I'm asking him, are you physical? So, see, the way that I'm always seeing it is, we talk about these etherical beings or energy beings, but when you go to there, it's kind of like the fairy realm to us. We can't see it. They move so fast, that, or whatever, the frequencies are so different, our eyes cannot see them. But then if you go to the fairy realm, then they're physical, real beings. And it could just be that my interpretation or my soul growth is not ready to comprehend that what an energy being because to me it's when we go to that realm or that reality that they exist in, that they are physical in that reality to some extent. But a lot of people experience in sessions light beings. Nobody's ever referred to the Octurians as light beings, so I'm going to stick with they are a physical being.
Okay. Just a side question.
Yeah, it's a good question. It kind of makes me think too, and wonder. There's more often than not lately when I'm sitting here in the channel, I actually can feel the energy of, more so the energy of the being sitting here, and the size of their head and their physical being right over top of mine, like their energy, their frequency over top of mine, and what their head feels like. Their head's quite a bit bigger than mine. So so that's kind of been interesting. It hasn't happened every time, but it has happened a couple of times over the last couple of weeks where I'm really tapped into their physical essence of what it is they look like, and what that feels like to be in their body. So I don't know if I'm also being channeled into their body, into their physical body, as I'm channeling them into mine. Like there's a different kind of merge to that maybe. So yeah, that's been interesting too. Definitely some shifting and changing with how this is coming in for me lately. So, and have you noticed the voice has changed?
Yes, sometimes. Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, between you and Daniel, yes. But sometimes I also notice like when it switches to someone else.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's so much on these videos as it is in the sessions. There's a masculine voice that comes in that's part of the, there's the Imperial group of 7, and it's a masculine energy from the Imperial group, which is still connected to Daniel because he is part of that group, but he comes in. It's a different, it's kind of all like they're all the same. The Imperial group is all one energy, and yet they're individual energies. So this is a representation of that. Still part of the Daniel group, but it's a different frequency that comes through to share the message. So it might be something to watch today and see if it happens, because Daniel comes in a little bit spiky and smart-assy and bounces around a lot. And this one comes in a little bit more, it's still got that Octurian tone to it, but it's a little bit more going to take it a little more serious and bring you the message, and yet it's still kind of more of a masculine tone to it. So that's something new. Gotcha. Too.
Interesting. Cool. Next thing is your live class.
Yeah. So I'm doing a live workshop with Valerie Camozzi, and we are doing, we're calling this, it's a series that we're going to do, and it's Journey into Alternate Realities. And then we've got a second series that's going to come out after that. And what we're doing with this one, and this is going to be on Saturday, May 2nd. So if this video comes out too late, you might, if you're interested in it, let us know. We're going to make a purchasable class out of it, where you can purchase the recording of the class. So, but with that, we're going to activate all the senses, do some realm jumping, moving into different realms, moving into different dimensions, activating all the senses in these dimensions, so that when you go into the dimension, you're hearing, tasting, feeling, seeing, and really experiencing that to the best that you can. And so she's going to take everyone through activating those senses and going into other parts of the world, to these different dimensions. And then I'm going to take people in the second half, and we're going to do some realm jumping into different realms, other worlds, different galactic portals. And that's going to be on Saturday, May 2nd. So again, if this has already happened and you're watching this, then if you're interested, let me know, or when we get the link ready, we'll put it on the video. But yeah, that's going to be at 2 o'clock, May 2nd, Pacific time. So if it is up in time, if you're seeing this in time, then yeah, and the cost for that is $44, and it's a 2-hour class of going through all these different magical places and experiences. So, and then, yeah, and then there will be a part 2 and a part 3. And I want to say there's 4 or 5 parts, maybe even 6 parts to the first series, and then we're going to do another series. So there's more to come. And so watch for that.
Nice.
We're going to start putting those out. Yeah.
So is this the first time this class ever been done?
Yes. This has kind of been inspired by the coronavirus, where everybody's kind of stuck inside, and we're like, well, what can we do with people that that would be expansive? Because we did our in-person class, our workshop in California in San Rafael, and we had such an amazing time with that. And then all of the lockdowns hit right as we completed that. And so we've been like, okay, so what can we offer people that we can still bring in that expansiveness and activations and different things of that nature. And this is what we came up with, is doing a series of classes online like this. So yeah.
It's a class, but is it, y'all going to be teaching how to go into other dimensions and other realms, or is it just?
It's going to be like a guided meditation, and in the meditation there's going to be instructions to move into these senses, and so yeah, it's a workshop. I don't want to say necessarily teaching. Might be the wrong word for it. It is a workshop of taking you into meditation, guided meditation, how to move into feeling, sensing, hearing, smelling. You may not get all of the senses, but activating as much as possible with that for each person. So, and then taking that and then moving into the realm jumping and going into, say the angelic realm or the fairy realm. So going into all these different realms, portals, different places. So that'll be fun. Take all these sensories and go explore a little bit. So
okay, so each individual is probably going to experience it different.
Yes. Yep. And it would be good if you are thinking about taking this course or the next one, it's always good to have a tablet and a pen nearby, so that when you come up from these experiences, you have something to write your thoughts down quick, because if you're like me, you're going to forget. So because it isn't altered, you're going into these other dimensions, you're out of body, you're having these experiences. So sometimes when we come back into the body and back into the 3D world or the physical, then it's kind of a little bit harder to remember. It's like those dreams. You wake up and you're like, oh, I had this dream. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, I can't remember any of it. It's kind of like that experience. So
interesting. And then any special equipment is needed?
You need to have the ability to connect online. It is a Zoom connection. We're going to use Zoom video for this, and
that's for the live one, correct?
For the live one, yeah. You need to just be able to listen and be in a quiet place to relax. And so there's not going to be a lot of interacting with this class, because it's only 2 hours, and we're going to be taking you through stuff almost the whole time. There will be a little bit of, I think, sharing in between, and questions and answers possibly at the end of that, as long as we still have time to do that. So like we said, this is the first time we're doing it. It's a 2-hour thing. So we're trying to be very good at our structure to put in time for everything. But yeah, so being able to communicate would be great. Being able to hear us is a must. And video camera would be great, but probably wouldn't even be necessary. As long as you could connect and hear us, that would still be okay. So, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. And it's May 2nd at what time?
2 p.m. Pacific, which is 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you're out of the country, hopefully you got your little chart out to see where that falls in your, so yeah.
Perfect. Interesting.
Should be a good time. So, yeah.
All right. And there's going to be a link for this?
Yes, there is a link for this already. If you can't find it, go to my website, traciemahan.com. It's on my website. and the link for afterwards will be on the website as well. So
Okay.
once we get that put into a format to make it accessible afterwards, that will be on the website. So
Perfect. And I'll just add it to the description as well.
perfect. Thank you.
Make it easier for everybody.
We like easy.
Easy, easy.
Easy is good. Yeah.
You ready to go gather up the game?
Let's get the gang. Let's go find out what they have to say to everybody. So, did you have any announcements? No?
Nope. Nope. I'm easy.
There's a link for these down below.
Raise your vibration.
Very nice. Okay.
One sip at a time.
One step at a time. I enjoy my mug. All right, so let's go get these guys. Hello, how is everybody tonight?
Pretty good. Is this Daniel?
This one is Daniel, yes.
All right. How is Daniel doing today?
Well, everything is great here, and the frequencies that are coming in have been quite a bit off the charts, we want to say. A lot of people are experiencing maybe some fatigue or restless nights and sleepy days, maybe even would be a way to put that. And then taking time to do their little napping and enjoying all this new energy that is coming in. How have you been feeling with this energy, Jason?
Pretty good. Today was a good day. Pretty decent. Busy, but I wasn't tired like the past couple of days. So, but you know, starting to notice it getting smooth out. Things are getting a little bit better, easier.
And we talked to you, we believe last time about watching that Schumann Resonance. Has anybody been watching that? The energy on that has been making a noticeable difference in the frequencies. And that is one of the things that we think would be fun for all of the way showers to be watching, to see how the energy is being affected on the planet and being able to measure that and show you the feedback of the powerful difference that you are making with your beautiful thoughts and your intentions of love and healing.
Nice. For the new viewers, that I know we talked about this once before, but for the new viewers watching this video, can you explain about that Schumann resonance, the Schumann frequency? A bit more detail what that's about.
It is a frequency that is measured on the Earth. It is about the pulses of energy that come off of the planet, and it is a way for they have satellite dishes and different equipment to measure the pulse of the energy that comes off of the planet, and we believe it is usually at 7.8. We hope we got that right, because we were using the mind of the one we speak through to give to that number, but it spikes and it goes up. And one of the examples that we use is when you had the crisis of the 9/11 crashes, and when everybody was praying for all those who were in the tower, there was a huge spike in this Schumann resonance. And now, as everybody is going through this coronavirus and joining forces and doing the 11/11 prayer time and joining their energies together all around the world to make a difference and to bring in the prayers and visualize and see the world is healed and all of these beautiful things and intentions that are going in to these frequencies, it is showing spikes in the energy again. And so it is measuring what is coming off of the planet, not what's going into it, but what's coming off of it. And so that is something to watch as the awakening continues to evolve and people are continuing to move their energy out and find their connection to their spirit, to their source, and expand that.
Interesting. I always thought that frequency was coming from space. So this is coming from the Earth. Interesting.
The energy that we are speaking of, yes, it is coming from the Earth and moving out, and they are monitoring that from space.
Thank you very much. Is there any messages or anything you would like to share for the YouTube collective?
Well, there is always things we'd like to share, isn't there? So let us scan the audience here. We thank all of you for being here today. And we will just look at your energy. It is an ever-growing collective, and we thank you for all being here. And for those who are new, we welcome you as well and bring you in. And we love to see, we like to call you the family. We love to see the family growing. And we love to see this energy of the collective energy expanding. And what is it that you would benefit from hearing today? There is a feeling of almost feeling some of the energy collapsing, or feeling discouraged, maybe would be the word. And so if you are one of those that are feeling a little bit discouraged because you are feeling tired and the energy waves that are coming in are wiping you out a little bit as you're acclimating to these new energies and frequencies that have been coming in almost as a pulsating energy moving through the earth. And it is just, and that is the energy coming into the earth. That is the one we're speaking of now. There is a lot of gold energy that is moving through right now. The veils are getting thinner and thinner. More of you are seeing images in your rooms at night when you're falling asleep, and you wake up just a little bit and there's an image, and then it may disappear. Or for some of you, it may not disappear. And so the veil is thinning. You are starting to see other alternate realities, alternate vibrations and frequencies. And as you are doing that, you are really stepping into a new dimension for yourself. You're moving into that higher frequency for you in those moments, even beyond what you've already known. And it is a very beautiful way to download information and bring that in. So for those of you who have been feeling discouraged with the heavier air, with that, we don't want to call it heavy energy, it is just that tired energy that is your bodies are acclimating. We want to tell you to drink some water, get a lot of water. We want you to use the symbol that Jason has on his mugs, and he's going to hold that up right now, we know it, and use that symbol. If you can draw it out, or you have that symbol, you can print it out. Set your vehicle, is what we want to call it, your cup, your vehicle that holds your beverage. We do not know why we want to call it that, but set it on top of that and let that symbol change the frequency of the water that you drink and the beverages that you are drinking. And also there are other symbols. If symbols come to your mind, other images, other sacred geometry, please draw them out or print them out and set your food and your drink on that, as it changes the frequency and the vibration of that which you are consuming. And that will help to bring in a higher vibration into the body. You can spend just a little bit of time each day looking at that. And for those of you who can do it, we ask you, as always, please spend a little bit of time in the sun if you can, and just bring in the download of that energy that is being brought in through the sun and through the frequencies of the sun, of the rays of the sun. There is a lot of programs, higher frequency programs that are coming in, and a lot of people are getting downloaded right now. That is why they want to sleep. They're getting a lot of downloads, a lot of information, a lot of body, DNA, cellular restructure going on. And a lot of people moving through, some of you have been experiencing some, we want to use the word miracles, some miracles in your own healing, your own, feeling your own bodies shift and adjust and move into a higher frequency. It is leaving behind the illness. It is leaving behind the aches and the pains. And so a lot of you are experiencing that. And if you are one of those that are experiencing that, we would like to hear it down below in the comment section. And that is always something encouraging for others to see that this is happening, and that people are raising themselves out of the pain, out of the hurt, out of the emotional cages that they are in, and moving themselves into a place where they are experiencing more joy, more happiness, and starting to live in that reality that is offering them, we like that word bliss, offering them a little more bliss in their day. And it's not to say that they're sustaining it 24/7, but they are able to reach it and maintain it and hold it a little bit longer than they have been before. And then every day it is easier and easier to do that. So for those of you who are experiencing that shift where you feel like you are in a really good place, and even though the world is on pause, I feel really good. I feel like things are happening, and that I feel really strong spiritually right now, and I feel really connected. And those things are happening out there for many people. So we do enjoy when you make the comments and share that with everyone. And Jason, do you have questions around what we have been speaking about?
No, no. So far, so good.
Wonderful. We want to address. We were telling you the gold frequency is coming in, the gold energy is coming in, and we do see that if you are drawn to yellow, if you wear yellow, wear these golden colors, this frequency is one that is bringing in a lot of, how can we say this? Opening the third eye. It is bringing in more of the visual for you. And the telepathy is always, they're always working on your telepathy, because that is something that will be very useful in the future. And so always thinning the veil around the telepathy to help you communicate better. How many of you, and we wish you were right here in front of us so you could raise your hand, but how many of you have been experiencing the knowing when a friend is thinking about you and you make that phone call and you say, hey, you were on my mind, and they say, that's weird, I was just thinking about you. More and more of that is happening. And please pay attention to those synchronicities. They are all showing you that your veil is also thinning, that your psychic abilities are also increasing. Pay attention to how you feel. There's a lot of you out there right now, unless we're going to do this with you right now. A lot of you are carrying the weight of the world. Again, we want to clear that off, because as you become more sensitive, you are tapped into this collective grid, and there's a lot of fear out there with the world changes that are going on, with everything that is going on for you. There is a lot of things to just clear and transmute. So we are going to speak over you. We're going to call in the shaman, Tracie's shaman, to come in and speak over you in the light language, to bring in the energy of healing over releasing that which is not yours to carry. We're going to send blessings to all those who are in the fear and that are experiencing the illness, that are experiencing aches and pains and discomfort. And so as everyone sets the intention, and please, if you are watching this and you feel like joining in with your own light language, with your own prayer, with your own intention, we thank you for joining us with that. And we just, as a mass, as a collective, as a family, we offer to the world this beautiful prayer to bring in healing and to release us from taking on the pain of the collective as we release it into source energy to be transmuted, and that all those who are experiencing pain can receive a blessing in their lives today. And as they receive their blessings, they receive their miracles, they receive their prayers answered. We call it in for them as we hold this beautiful love and intention for them. Start releasing from the tailbone on up. We want you to release, 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 release. You are releasing your old karma. You are releasing your old programs. You are releasing your old learned behaviors that are no longer serving you. You are releasing, releasing, releasing into this beautiful golden energy that is source, that is the universe, that is transmuting and dissolving and clearing this out of your energetic field. We go through your homes and we ask for the same. We go through your homes with your beautiful permission and the highest and best good. We move through the homes and we call in light and love, and we clear the energy of the homes so that they are in this beautiful energy and flow of energy, and feel it getting lighter and lighter as it all gets transmuted in this gold energy. And as you move this energy up and out and up and out and up and out and up and out, just feel yourself breathing and releasing that. And allow for yourself now to hold the energy of love. And just keep that energy of love within your body. And just keep pouring it out into the world. I love you, I love you, I love you. And just see yourself showering all the hurt, all the pain, all the anger, all the frustration with this love energy. And we are getting the image in our mind to see it like you have a pressure washer and you are just washing the dirt and grime off of the fence, off of your sidewalks, off of your home. And you just shower it with love and with beautiful intentions. And may all of those in your home thrive and be abundant in their life and in love and in their finances. And may everybody be in joy and bliss and see each other as beautiful beings, leaving all judgment to be washed down that drain with all of the dirt and grime. Yes? And just be in that love frequency. Hold that space. Hold that space for everyone. You see someone who is angry, who is grumpy, who is disgruntled, who is having a bad day, and you just hold that for them. Because you are the one that can change that bad day for them when you say something kind, when you say something profound to them like, wow, you have the most gorgeous eyes. Have you ever noticed that about yourself? And then all of a sudden they can't remember why they're mad because they're thinking about their gorgeous eyes and how nice it was for you to make them feel better with such a nice compliment. And you know how to do that. You know how to move through the world and use your voice as a way to heal others through kindness, through being present, and through seeing and feeling and knowing where they are hurting, and you say just the right thing in just the right place, and you move that energy for them. There are some of you who live in a big city. We see you, you are in a big city. When this world opens up again and you are in crowded subways and bus stops and places of public gatherings, you are going to be able to shower them in love. Shower these places in light. Shower them. Everybody is in their busyness, their hustle bustle, they're hustling and they're moving and they're trying to get somewhere and they are trying not to make eye contact with anybody because, Lord, we can't have that, can we? And so they're just trying to keep to themselves and to just move through their day, and they are so disconnected. And when you see that, just shower them in love. Shower them in love. Shower them in love. You are a powerful being. And you are placed in the place that you are at for a reason. Every one of you is very much exactly where you need to be. You are a beacon of light in the area that you are in. And we have talked about taking responsibility for your purpose, for your plan, while you're here. You are being activated. You are being moved forward. You are here to be in this moment at this exact time to be these beacons of light. And so go forward with that and move into these directions. And you do not have to make someone uncomfortable by speaking to them if that is not where they are at, but please just see them in love and light and see them being wrapped in these beautiful blankets of love, and just see it in your mind and send that energy to them, because that can be felt just as much as that glare across the room can be felt, or that negative energy from somebody who is mad can be felt. So can that love, and that love will outweigh any of the other stuff. And just see them being lifted and being showered in blessings and being showered in miracles, and all their prayers are being answered and all of their beautiful manifestations are being created, and they are in the right place at the right time, hearing the right thing, doing the right thing, putting them on the right path to get them into their bliss and into their joy. What a beautiful intention to set for everyone you meet. And there is enough room out there for everybody to be in bliss and joy. There's enough room out there for everybody to be in abundance and have plenty, and to be able to partake in joyful things, and to be able to eat and drink and be merry. Yes? And so there is enough for everyone. Do you have any questions before we keep going?
No, that was pretty good. Who is the shaman that did that light language?
The shaman is one that Tracie has worked with for quite some time. She is a little old lady, and she has little gray hair, and she even walks, all hunched over. And she is quite entertaining, because once she starts doing her shaman work, she becomes quite a big energy. But she has this little tiny image in Tracie's head. She is not a very big lady. She carries a staff. She has little rattles and trinkets hanging down from her staff, and she likes to shake it, and she likes to make noise with that. And she wears these beautiful little, it is almost like she is wearing something Native American is the picture that we're seeing in the mind. And it is made of like a deer skin or a leather, and then lots of beads, lots of colorful beads. And she puts feathers in her hair, and she braids just one spot in her hair, and it's right over to the right side. And she'll braid that, and she'll put beads in it, and then she has a feather that hangs off of that as well. And she wears rings on her left hand. She says, I wear rings on my left hand. And each of these rings means something, and they carry a power for her, and she likes to send energy, and she rattles her rattle, and she speaks her language to clear the energy, to move it, to shake it, to break it up so that she can move it out. And that is how she works with the energy. She comes in and she will speak over it, and she will pull this energy up and shake it up, and then she just moves it right out into that source energy light to be transmuted, to be moved off. And then she brings in this beautiful healing energy and light that she'll bring in, and she brings it in a swirling motion, and she brings it down over, today she brought it down over each individual, and then she brought it down over your homes as well. And so
nice.
That is the shaman. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Oh, well, I always wanted to know a little bit more about that. So thank you.
Yes. And she says, if you want to know, she is part of a Native American tribal. She has had many lifetimes in many different tribes as the shaman in these Native American tribes. And she's also been part of a shaman collective, just like you have the master realms and the angel realms. There is a lot of shaman medicine, a lot of shaman energies that have their own realm of energy that you can go visit. And she's been a healer on other planets, she says, as well, but she really enjoys the earth, and she loves to connect with the earth energy. And so she wanted to be acting as a guide in this lifetime to help bring in the healing of the planet at this time. So this is actually one of Tracie's guides that comes in and has been with her for as long as Tracie has been here. She has had this guide.
Perfect, perfect. Is there any other messages you would like to share?
Yeah. What is that saying? We could do this all night. We can always do this all night. Yes.
Let's go for it.
Yes, you are very willing, and that is always fun, and we enjoy that. We're looking to see if there are any other collectives that wanted to share tonight. We are trying to get, there is these beings that come in there, because we want to remind everybody that we work with Tracie and with her knowledge of things. And so these are like little sprites. Then that is the best way she knows how to describe them. They are not very tall, maybe about 2.5 feet tall. And they come in as warriors, as they want to speak. They want to talk about their hummingbirds with them. And Tracie is giggling because she's been seeing the hummingbirds in the backyard. So she's seeing the connection with these little beings and the hummingbirds. And so what these beings are from the fairy realm. They are like sprites. They're very fun little energies. They could be pranksters at times. They're probably the ones that steal your keys and move them to another room when you're not looking. But as these come in, there's 4 of them here, and they want to come in and bring in a message. So we'll see if they have permission to speak. The one says, oh, I have spoke through her before. I will do it. And this is interesting because this was the very first time Tracie channeled ever. And this sprite came through, this fairy realm energy came through. And she says, yes, I trust him. He's allowed. And so we will let him come through. Hold on.
Very well.
Oh, we always have so much fun with the pranks. Yes, this is true. We like to come in and we like to create a little bit of chaos for people at times, just because people get so caught up in their, oh, I got to get here and I got to get there. And we had already heard them talking about the hustle and bustle. And yes, that happens. And so then we come in and we sneak around a little bit, and we like to move things around, and we like to also we are the ones that sometimes we will tickle the hair, and sometimes we will rub up on the nose, or we'll do some things to make you play with your face. And so we like to keep things a little bit more lighthearted. And we want people to remember that we know we can feel the energy, we can feel the intensity of what is going on with everything on the planet right now. And we are here to remind you that there is great change. And we know you are hearing it from so many. There is a great change happening. You are in it, and it is always, change can always, not always, change can be uncomfortable. And what you are going through right now is not just change, but great change, huge change, massive change. And so for some, it is uncomfortable. And as you keep evolving, as you keep moving yourself into a better energy, if you keep stepping into the flow of the energy, and we do believe that this was said in some of the earlier channels of this year, that 2020 is going to be very important to be in the flow. Go with the flow of what is happening. Move with it. Get out of resistance to it. You are in it. This is what is happening. Do not be in denial. Just go with the flow of it and be in the best place that you can be with it. If you go into resistance, it's going to hurt a little bit more. And so as we like to be playful and joyful, we want to join you. If you would like us to come and help you be in the joy of the playfulness, of the energy of, we are a little bit of the pranksters, but we know that is not always a good place to be. Don't prank people that are already tired and grumpy, right? And so that is not good, but we want you to be in the playful energy. We want you to be lighthearted. We want you to go outside and go for a walk and be in the sunlight and find yourself doing things that you haven't done before, or maybe find yourself doing things that you haven't done in such a long time, and just remember who you are. And that is the flow we want you to be in right now. So call on us, and just call us the little sprites. We'll know you mean us, and we will come to you and we'll help you be playful and joyful. And maybe you sit down with a box of crayons and a piece of paper and you draw a picture. Maybe we help you with your little leather binder with yellow pages where you're filling in your story. What is it that you would like to have happen? What do you want your days to look like to come in the future? We want you to play with colors, so many colors. And you know, the turquoise and the seafoam green and the gold and all the different lights and the colors that are coming in right now, all the frequencies that are coming in, they're all here to serve you. The universe is here to serve you. You are so supported. So your affirmations, your things to say, to know that you are supported, would be maybe that I am so spoiled by the universe. Everything is working for me. The universe loves and supports me. All of these different things that you can say, and just keep saying them, even when it doesn't look like it is happening. We want you to say it. We want you to say it because it is peeling the layers away right now. We are peeling layers away, and sometimes to peel that layer is a little bit sticky, isn't it? It doesn't always feel so good. But as we peel these layers away, notice the energy keeps getting lighter and lighter, depending on where you're putting your focus. Where are you putting your energy? Where are you putting your thoughts? And if where you're putting your thoughts is causing you grief and pain and discomfort and anger and sadness and frustration, it is your choice. Move that thought to something else. Move it to something else. We don't want you to pretend that this is not happening around you, that your outside world is not existing. But find a way to inform yourself that does not bring in all of the pain and discomfort or disgruntled or frustration. Find a way to bring it in another way so that you can step into a place of feeling safe, of feeling happy, of feeling like you are in a better emotional place. It is important. Your emotions are manifestors. Every emotional thought you put out there, everything that you feel is a frequency that is sent out. And you can practice it right now. You can practice sending each other frequencies. If you are in a home where there is another individual, maybe a little game to play, and we'll say sit 6 feet apart just for humor, but sit across from each other and let one person go into a feeling and the other person see if you can feel that feeling, and practice picking up on that frequency. And when you start picking it up accurately, then you'll start to realize, and maybe you'll start off by putting your hand on the heart and say, okay, think of the feeling, and I'm going to see if I can pick up on what it is that you are feeling, and pay attention to how you feel when you got your hand on the other person. And then as you are picking up these frequencies and you are starting to become accurate with it, because it may take a few times, it may take a few tries to really get into the energy of this. But when you start picking up that frequency, you're going to understand that every time you have a feeling, every time you have an emotion, you are sending that out into the world, and you've got billions of people doing that right now. So what is more serving to this world? Fear or love? Fear or joy? You know, looking at something that makes you angry, or participating in something that makes you giggle and laugh. And so we want you to be very particularly picky about what you are putting your energy into. It is not to say do not inform yourself. We don't want to be putting that out there, but we want to say there are ways to inform yourself that could be less damaging than if you sit in front of a constant beratement of information that is causing you to be upset and causing you to be in fear and causing you to be disgruntled. And we want you to start thinking of a thriving world, a thriving planet, a thriving home where your children, your spouse, or whatever your situation is, that you are thriving in it, that you are doing wonderful, that things are working out and things are going great. And that is important. Every day you find something that did go right. Maybe you had a bad day. If you had a bad day, then sit down and figure out, well, where did that day go right, or what did I learn from this? And what positive thing can I extract from this day? And you find it and you do it every day. It is very important. We want to say it again. It is very important where you put your energy right now. You are in this, as we spoke of as the Octurians brought through in the last channeling, the open book of empty pages. You were filling in those blanks. What do you want to put in there? That book that you guys were speaking of in the beginning of the show. Fill it in with something joyful, something pleasant, something exciting, something to look forward to. Maybe you want to take a trip, and so you were thinking about your trip. Maybe you want to start a family, and so you were thinking about that family. Maybe there are other things out there that you are wanting, a love relationship or a new home or whatever it is. And start putting energy into, what would that look like? What would that feel like? How would that be? And really play with it. Now is the time to be in your creative mind and put that energy out. Let that be the pulse that comes out of your frequencies, out of your body. And with that, we're going to step back. We'll bring you back into your regular channel, and we thank you for letting us come in. Remember, if you need help being joyful, call in the sprites. We are here. We want to play with you. We want to help. We want to bring in joy wherever we can, and work with each and every one of you if you want to invite us in to do that. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that is that. And it is always getting lectured on the energies, aren't we? We're always getting our shaking of the finger, you need to put your mind here. And we think that, that is always a message for everybody on this planet, is we've got to be very mindful right now, very mindful. What is the energy that we are putting out? Where are we putting our thoughts? What are we focusing on? And that is beautiful. That was a good message. Do you have any questions, Jason?
No, not at the moment. But the sprite, I know we talked about this once before with the changes for the future. I was going to ask the sprite people of like what kind of changes did they see on their side. But since they already left, it's not a big deal.
We are asking them if they would like to comment on that, and they said we like to be in the moment. They said we are very much in the moment, but we know that you think of the future. They see a bright future. They see a bright future for everybody, and they see a future where you as the humans will be able to see them, and they're excited about that. So there is a reality that will that will thin the veil so that the fairy realm and the earth realm will coexist for at least a while. And that will be a fun time. It'll be a very magical time. And so that is in the future. That is a little ways out, they say. It's a little ways out, but they see it, and they see the humankind getting to that place.
Very interesting. And then we can definitely say the magic is real.
And Tracie would love that. Yes. Very good.
Is there any other groups or collectives that would like to share anything, any information?
We are looking. We are hearing, and we may just translate this through to you. We are hearing the Star Nation is calling all the star beings into active duty. That's how they say the Star Nations. They are, oh, we are seeing this beautiful, beautiful, we don't want to call them an army. We want to call them a collective. That is what we want to say. A beautiful collective of Star Nation beings that are ready to connect with each and every one of you as your channel, to bring in a frequency for you. We see everyone that is listening. We are talking to you. You have a Star Nation being that is ready to connect to you, that is ready to move through you, to give you information. Some of you will bring it through in your writing, some will speak it. You all have access to this. There is information that wants to be downloaded, that wants to come in to help you to move in that direction of your purpose. And we are asking what happens when everybody connects to their Star Nation collective, to their person, to their, what do we want to call it, to their channel. We see like this violet energy that is pulsating, and it is moving as we are seeing each person connect with their star, with the star being that is assigned to them. We are seeing almost like this beautiful violet energy, haze, not haze, glow going on all around. So we see each of these connections being made, and then up above this beautiful connection is this beautiful violet energy that is creating a beautiful, beautiful frequency of change for each of you. It is moving, like what was said earlier, it is moving everybody into the next level. And we say nobody deserves it more than all of you. You have been working so hard, and you have been putting all of your energy and your sweat and your tears, and you have been doing your work, and you have been falling down and dusting off, and you have been getting up again, and you have been helping people around you, and you have been such a wonderful collective. And so each and every one of you, just enjoy this beautiful leveling up of energy. And with that leveling up of energy, expect to feel a little bit more in tune to the frequencies of the planet. Expect to feel, we're looking, because we're like, that may not be a favorable thing. If people are in fear, are they going to be tapping into that fear? And we hear, no, you are moving into a higher frequency. So when you are tapping into the collective of the higher frequency, then you are starting to tap into that oneness, that collective consciousness that we speak of, that is a beautiful thing to be a part of. Being more telepathic, being more interactive, being more in tuned emotionally. This is a place of balance. This is a place that you have been working very hard for. You've been trying and working at creating balance in your life, and these star beings are here to help you as they raise that frequency and you obtain the balance. You bring in the masculine, the feminine, the yin, the yang. You bring in the light and the dark. You make it all balanced, and it is all flowing and symmetrical for you. And when you get into that space, that is what you were tapped into, not the collective of fear, not the collective of the lower frequencies of judgment and harm and pain, but you are in the higher frequencies. So bring that in for yourselves. If that feels right to you, you have free will, and we always say to use discernment and use your prayers, call in your counsels, call in your gatekeepers, ask if it is in the highest and best good for you. Empower yourself. Do not give us your power. You empower yourselves. You use your gifts, your abilities, your knowingness, your feelings. Does this feel right to me? And just because we are speaking it out of Tracie's mouth does not mean that this is going to be the right direction for you. So you use your discernment here. If it resonates, it is yours. If it does not, then move forward without it, and that is okay. And as the Star Nation wants to work with you and honor you in your highest frequency. So that is a message from them. And it is, again, it is about bringing everybody to the next level. It is about bringing everybody into ascension. And it is about this beautiful place on this earth that is shifting and going through its growing pains right now, but it is moving, and it is finally demonstrating that all of your work, everything that you have been talking about all these years, is finally coming in, and it is happening. And now let's move through it together. Let's hold hands etherically, yes, and we will move through it together and bring this beautiful energy into the earth to help move the traumas off of the planet. Do you have questions?
No, not at the moment. That was very, very interesting information. You mentioned the Star Nation beings, but I was maybe thinking if you can give us a little bit more details of what they are. Like, is it a certain group, or is it like a collective?
It is a collective of many groups. We do see a lot of the Syrian energy in here. And then there was that group. That is one of the groups that is the gold frequency. We have not quite nailed down a name for them yet, it is more of a sound, a frequency, a vibration, and not necessarily a name. But that was a group that came through the Sun portal that has been connecting with Tracie lately, and that is a group that is ready to connect with a lot of people. It is a very high frequency. It moves, as you can see, very fast in its communication. These beings, they could be even considered the Arcturian cousins, because they are shaped much like the Arcturians: the long arms, the 3 fingers, and the thumb, the narrow bodies, but their heads are shaped just a little bit more. They're still elongated skulls, but more of a flat panel with, how would we even say this, with ridges that move through their head. And they still have the same kind of eyes as you would see with the Arcturians, the oval eyes, the beautiful dark colored eyes. And then their heads are a little bit, they are elongated and go back, but they are a little flatter and narrower as they go back, with ridges that also move through the skull. We're asking what Tracie is asking, share the color with them as well. There is more than one color. They come through with like a metallic color of a metal or gold metallic, and then there's also a bit of a purple color that comes through, with also some other colors that are highlighted throughout the ridges. And these beings they're very excited to be here. They're very excited to come in and share this energy, and they have finally been able to make their way through. As we keep telling everyone, these frequencies are rising, the frequencies of the planet are rising, and as we keep rising these frequencies, that gives us access to beings that we have not been able to have access to before. So as Tracie keeps raising her energy, and as the collective keeps raising their energy, this is a good sign, is what we're saying. When these energies come through, it means everybody as the collective is ready to hear it. Everyone that's watching this video is ready to hear it, ready to hear the messages, ready to hear the light language, ready to hear these beings are here and accessible to them. So there are many different collectives in the Star Nation. We have the Lyrans, the Syrians, the Arcturians, the Palladians, the Andromedans, the Ashtar, the Nordics, the Anshar, the Telos, all the groups that we have ever talked about before. We have the Dragon Realm, the Fairy Realm, everybody. Where does it connect to your heart? Which one pulls to you? And that is the star seed. That is the one that you will pull in to be your guide, your leader, not a leader, your guide or your helper, your assistant in moving to the next level, to the next frequency. And so hopefully we have been able to answer that question for you.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they, next go around, they need to come on in and share their messages. Seems pretty cool. So
yes, they are very cool. And we have, Tracie says, I have experienced them maybe twice, maybe 3 times now, and it is an interesting thing to have them come through, because it is a much different feeling for her. Like her body will get much stiffer because the energy is different and she is still acclimating to it. So as she gets ready, then they'll come through. And so she says, I will do my work. I will do what I can to bring this through for the collective.
Perfect. Well, I don't have any more questions unless there's anything that you would like to share for the collective.
We think we have given everybody a lot to think about and some assignments to do, and so we are good on this end as well. We look forward to coming through next time and seeing what else we can bring.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, that was interesting. One of the things that I think that I should have signed up for in this life was to be an artist, so I can draw some of this stuff, because it's like, I don't even know. There may be pictures of these beings somewhere on the internet, but I wouldn't know how to look them up. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which beings you talking about?
The ones that were speaking really fast when you asked who's there, and then all of a sudden they come in and I'm like, whoa. And it made me kind of sit up, and I could feel my whole body kind of getting this, the energy felt good, but it was just kind of like, I felt like I was all locked in all of a sudden, like everything got like that. So.
What you talking about, the sprite people or the star?
No, the last ones that came in.
Okay.
When you were asking about the Star Nation and what are the star seeds that are working with us. So that group was, no, the little sprite people, they're so awesome.
Look, jokesters, huh?
They are. And I've actually woke up and seen them run through my room, and there was 2 of them, and they went whoop, whoop, and I was like, I actually just saw that happen. And they ran from my bedroom door to my bathroom door in my bedroom there. They were like peeking behind the door, and then they ran, and they were very shadowy, but they were showing me that. I forgot about that. And they were showing me that today or tonight while we were doing this. So
yeah, that won't freak out anybody.
No, they're fun. They're fun little beings. Yeah, they might short sheet your bed, but other than that, they're here to be playful and to bring in that energy of fun and yeah. So,
interesting.
yeah, if you guys have kids or dogs, young enough kids, they might see them. They might be, if you see them watching something that's more towards that 2.5 foot tall range across the floor, it might be one of those little sprites. So, but yeah, they were fun. They're good energy. So if somebody's looking to try and be a little bit more lighthearted and get out of a funk, I would call them in. They'll help. So yeah.
Yeah, they'll definitely bring the circus to you.
Yeah, they'll bring some chaos into your life to stir it up. That's funny. So,
bring in the circus.
And if you're missing your keys, ask the sprites to come in and show you where they're at, or to return them.
That's funny. You said sprites and fairies are very similar, right? They're the same or similar?
Yeah, the sprites look, well, this is what I was calling the sprites. I don't know if that's what they're actually called. Somebody might actually know what these little beings are called. They're about that tall.
Nice.
That energy.
Did you see anything else with the Star Nation beings?
when you were asking about who's part of the Star Nation, I got a really clear picture of the Syrian Council with, you know, they got that
Crown looking thing.
if you look them up online, they have the glow right at the third eye, and I was seeing that so clear, the Syrian energy or beings, and then this glow was just coming out of each and every one of them, and there was, you know, thousands if not millions or whatever, billions of them. But yeah, just everybody can connect to this right now, especially the group watching these videos. They're more than ready to connect with this, and so they're just going to help. And it depends on where you're at in your journey, who you end up connecting with, because they're going to take you to the next level, to the next thing. And so it's going to be across the board. You know, there's all these different collectives. So whatever one resonates with each individual, that's going to be the one that comes in to help and assist, bring them to the next level. Yeah. So which one do you resonate with?
I always thought the Palladian thing was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Syrians sound pretty neat. All of them sound cool.
Yeah, I'll take, yeah.
All of them, you know? It's all interesting to me.
Yeah, it is, and it's just a powerful energy right now. It was really cool to be in that energy of seeing all of that and seeing it available, and they're all just waiting to connect and become the channel. Each and every person's got that got that connection. Let me talk right. Everybody has that connection and can make that and bring that in for themselves. So very fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Schumann Resonance, you mentioned, you brought that up. You were seeing anything special on your side?
It was funny because that was brought up in the last video, right? To watch it.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I had someone send me a picture of the chart, and it was like, so if I remember how it looked, it was like this blue across the board, and then it went spiked up, and it was like almost white, you know, it was like spiked and white instead of blue or whatever. That little needle went. So, so that they were just kind of showing me that visual because that's the one that I was familiar with. And then when you were asking more questions about that, I felt like I was looking at it from space, looking down at the earth, and just the energy was kind of just coming off of the earth like little waves of energy, but it felt more peaceful. It felt more
like pulsating.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see energy though. So that might be my version of it so that I could resonate with it and understand what they were trying to show me. But it was moving off of the earth, and it was kind of a soft energy. It felt more comfortable than, you know, more relaxed. So that was good.
Yeah, always in my mind, I didn't know much about it, but I always thought that was the energy from the sun hitting the earth. That's what I thought that was, but it's coming from the earth.
And I'm not sure because I don't even know how to follow it, to tell you the truth. I know of it, I've heard of it, and they're using that because it's a way for us to look and see the changes.
Yeah.
So so that could be interesting, and I'm sure someone in the audience knows the right answer to that and can bring that in for us. So just to clarify, my understanding of it is they're measuring the energy that's coming off of the earth, and that's why that is what was said. And to just clarify, these channels do have to use my knowledge, so that's why they tell me to pick up a book once in a while. So yeah, so if I don't have that information right, then it's going to come through like that. But really the goal is to get us to just look and see that we are making a difference. There is a change, and it is being actually physically recorded by science, that there is a physical change happening on the earth, and you can see it in that recording. So yeah.
Interesting.
So that's more important than whether it's coming from the sun down or from the earth up. You know, that's a technicality. They just want us to look at,
maybe it's
there's this thing that's measuring the energy, and it is changing.
Gotcha.
So
maybe it's both. You know, the sun's doing its thing and the earth's reacting to it.
So we're both right. We'll just claim it.
Could be like this. Is it pointing up or pointing down? Or is it both?
Or is it both? Yeah, I like that. Very good. All right.
I like that saying, go with the flow. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah, and boy, is that important. I noticed
Like
when
my little motto, just go with the flow.
How's that working for you this year? You know, with the 2020, with everything going on, how's going with the flow? Is that helping?
Whew. I don't have a choice.
And that was, yeah, I think that's what they're
pointing. I don't have a choice.
We're in it. We don't have a choice.
I'll
so
go against the flow. I'm knocked down on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm like this, going with the flow.
Yeah.
Rolling with the punches.
I think this is the year, you know, that saying, I planned, God laughed, because all the plans change. I think this is really the year that we have to be in that energy of, you know, we can make a plan, but be okay if it changes. Be okay. You know, we were just talking about travel plans getting canceled and events that we wanted to do or go to or not working out because of everything going on. So, you know, it's important to just be in the flow of that. That's okay. You know, the next thing will show up. The next thing will happen, or maybe it won't. We'll be in the flow of that. But yeah, we're in it. And so what a great teacher to be in the flow of what is right in front of us. And what better way to change what's right in front of us than to let go of that resistance, go in the flow of it and see what happens. Yeah. So
we're in it to win it.
That's right.
So the shaman lady, that was pretty cool. The little description you had.
She's a character. Yeah. She shows up like she's this little tiny thing, but she's got this huge power or this huge energy that comes out. And she's come in, like when I was doing Reiki, when I took my Reiki training, that's when I really got to know who she was. And I would see her in my mind while I'm doing stuff, and she'd be like, pick up that bell and make a noise, pick up that rattle and make a noise. And so I was in this space, I was renting this space with an acupuncturist, and there wasn't drums and rattles, and there really wasn't anywhere for me to keep anything. So she would, in my head, she's like, pick this thing up over here and make noise with it, you know. And so I'm like, really? So I'm like clanking things. I was like you, Jason, with your pins. I'm clanking things and making noise over top of people. But yeah, she really likes to scatter the energy through the frequency of noise, and then she moves it up. And it's interesting. It's kind of like if you were to shatter glass and then it was floating. That's how I see it, as like this energy that was stuck. She shatters it with the noise, and then it's like it just floats there, and then she just moves it off. And so she's fun to watch.
Interesting.
But, yeah. Yeah, she's cute. She's a character, and sometimes she has a lot to say, or speak when she's speaking over people. She yells at issues. Like if you had a shoulder pain, she'll go in and yell at it if she wants it to move and it's not moving. She'll start yelling at it to move. And in light language, she speaks at it, and so it's interesting to work with that energy. Yeah.
So she comes through your ascension sessions as well?
Sometimes she does. Yeah. And when I was doing, like, she came through first with the Reiki when I started working with the Reiki. And it's kind of like you have this knowing that this energy has always been with me, kind of a thing. And I had that knowing with her that this energy has always been with me. She didn't channel through me for a very long time, but then one time I was working on somebody with the Reiki, and that was the first time I spoke light language. I didn't really know what it was. I just knew I was speaking a funny little language and working on somebody. Didn't do it very often, and didn't realize that I was channeling that. I thought it was kind of a interesting thing to have happen. Didn't quite understand it all. And then as I got moving into this, where the Octorians came through, then I started understanding that I was speaking light language with those people and what was happening with that. So it's kind of hindsight, not that it matters, that the energy was the energy. So it was exactly what it needed to be. I didn't need to understand it. So, but now I do. So nice. It's good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
Awesome.
Resonance, Star Nation beings, Sprite people. Yep.
Sounds good. All right, everybody. There
Nice
you go.
group
Another
collective.
Yep, another big message for the collective. And hopefully you guys all just are having blessings, and let's call in those miracles. Let's claim them. Let's claim our healing and our miracles and our abundance.
Just bring it in.
Bring it. We're going to go write it down and bring
That's
it.
our little motto at work. To bring it. Bring it.
Bring it.
Fun.
And again, thank you, Charmel.
Yes, Schumann. Thank you.
Thank you. So, and thank you, Jason, for always providing the platform for this. So it's always awesome.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Do it for the people.
Right? Yes. I like that answer. And with that, bye, people. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead.
Bye-bye. Take care.